Much of the image processing in Photoshop is based on masks. It's very easy to use masks. See this image, for example. I will hold Ctrl, hit J to duplicate the layer. Then I'll create an adjustment layer of levels. And I'll make the image brighter and contrast it by adding black, by brightening up the midtones and the lights. But it has applied to the whole image. I don't really like it because the trees are very lit. So I grab black brush and I paint over the trees and over the places I wouldn't like this adjustment to be applied. And then I have a mask. But here's the mask I produced. What if you could make masks that would respect the tones, the shadows, the lights? In a way, you could apply the processing in a more organic way. Well, you can do this using luminosity masks. Hi, I'm Adilson Andrade. I'm from Brazil, and I have done lots of research on luminosity masks. And as I'm a truly believer that knowledge should be shared, I am producing a series of video class on luminosity masks. This is the first one of I don't know how many parts because it's still in production. Okay, but how do luminosity masks work? It's simple. Let me show you with an example. Take this image, for example. You have the dark parts and you have the bright part. What if you could select the brightest parts of this image or the darkest parts and apply adjustments just to these parts? Well, this is possible. The channels red, green, and blue are only masks telling Photoshop which parts of the blue, green, and red lights should be combined to form the RGB channel. If you haven't watched, I strongly recommend you to watch how color channels work. It's in English. It kind of work as an introduction to luminosity masks. Okay, now I'm back. As the RGB channel is all the other channels joined, so is the luminosity. So if I want to select the luminosity, I have to use the RGB layer. How do I do this? Very simple. Hold Ctrl and click on the RGB layer. Photoshop then selects the brightest parts of this image, and you can apply adjustments only to these parts by using levels, curves, or brightness and contrast adjustments. Let's go back to our first image. Now, this is the image. That's not a very good one. I would like to apply adjustments to the sky and the brightest parts of this image in a way that I wouldn't affect the whole image, in a way that the adjustment would be natural. How do I do this? Well, to select the brightest parts of this image, I'll hold Ctrl and I'll click on the RGB channel. Photoshop goes ahead and selects the brightest parts of this image. And I'm going to now create an adjustment layer of levels. When I create the levels layer, it comes with a mask. And as I have parts of this image selected, the mask is going to represent the brightest parts of this image. I'll hold Alt and I'll click on the mask so we can check it. This is the mask. This is not a black and white photograph. This is the mask. We know that white reveals and black conceals. We can say that the brightest parts reveals and the darkest parts conceal. As we have a great variety of tones in this mask, the adjustment will be applied varying according to the luminosity. Let's see it. Let's get the adjustment here. We can see that we are missing lots of black and lots of white. I will drag the white adjustment to the left. You can already see that the image is getting brighter. I will add a little bit of black for contrast, and I'll drag the midtones to the left. We can already see that the image is much better than the one we started with. Check. Before, after, before, after. Well, the possibilities are enormous, are tremendous, and I will show all of them in the series of classes I'm producing. I know my English is funny and broken, but I want you to learn Photoshop, so don't pay much attention to my English. If you liked this video class, please click on the thumbs up, meaning that you like. If you didn't like it, say why you didn't like it. You can add me on Facebook, Adilson Andrade, and we can talk, we can share tips and tricks in Photoshop. If you have used Luminosity masks and you have any special question, please leave your questions in the comments below. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next class.